Hello students. In the last video we have discussed about the methods of probability sampling or random sampling. So for example, uh, probability sampling meaning simple random sampling, stratified, multi-stage, systematic, cluster sampling. About all these methods we discussed in the last video, and today's video we are going to discuss about the methods of non-probability sampling. Firstly, the meaning, what exactly non-probability or non-random sampling. Next, what are the techniques or methods of non-probability sampling. Probability sampling involves random selection that we studied in the last video. Probability sampling involves random selection. Non-probability sampling involves non-random selection. So based on convenience or some other criteria, you can easily collect data. So non-random sampling is a sampling technique in which the researcher selects samples based on the subjective judgment of the researcher. Okay, here researcher selects the samples based on the subjective judgments of the researcher. So rather than random selection. So here selection of sample unit based on the subjective judgment of the researcher rather than random selection, and that is why this method is called non-random sampling or non-probability sampling. So in the methodology section of the research or your thesis, you should clearly explain how you selected your sample. So this is very important. In the methodology section of the research paper, you should clearly mention how you selected your sample. So probability basis or non-probability basis. Fine. Now let us discuss some of the methods of non-probability sampling. The first method, convenience sampling. So convenience sampling is one of the simplest method. So the convenience sampling is based on the convenience of the researcher. Wherever researcher find convenient, he simply collect the sample units, and that is why this method is called convenience sampling. So samples are selected from the population only because they are conveniently available to the researcher. Okay, so samples are selected from the population only because they are conveniently available to the researcher. So wherever samples are conveniently available, so researcher go and collect the sample. So that is why this method is called convenience sampling. Now for example, as a researcher you go to some places, you find some people, and if you think that you can ask questions to those people, you simply ask questions and collect information. So on non-random basis, you select people wherever conveniently available, and you collect information. This is what we call convenience sampling. Second method, quota sampling. So in quota sampling, you fix the quota, and quota means preset standard. So based on the quota or preset standard, you collect the sample. For example, a researcher wants to study the career goals of male and female employees in an organization. Okay, a researcher wants to study the career goals of male and female employees in an organization. So there are 500 employees in the organization, also known as the population. To understand better about the population, you need not study the entire population. Okay, the researcher will need only a sample, okay, not the entire population. Further, the researcher he is interested in a particular strata or group. He is interested in particular group within the population. Okay, here quota sampling helps in dividing the population into strata or groups. Okay, here in this, you can easily divide the population into groups. So in this sampling technique, the selection of members happens based on the preset standards, and that is what we call it as quota sampling. Quotas, okay, that is the selection of members happens based on a preset standards, that is quota. So in quota sampling, you select people on a non-random basis, okay, non-randomly according to some fixed quota. You select sample units. So that is why this method is called quota sampling. So for example, if you know the population has 40% women and 60% men, and you want a total sample size of 100, okay, 40% women and 60% men, and you want a total sample size of 100. You will continue sampling until you get those percentage, which means 40% women and 60% men, and then you will stop. This is called a quota sampling. So here the quota is the 40% women, the employees, or 60% men employees. So this is your quota. So based on your quota, you continue the collecting samples, and once you reach your sample, you simply stop the process. So this is quota sampling. The next method, purposive sampling. So the purposive sampling, which is also called judgmental sampling. So the judgment sampling, okay, it is based on the judgment of the researcher. So judgment sampling is based on the judgment of the researcher as to who will provide the best information to succeed for the objective study. These study participants are chosen based on the study's purpose. Okay, the study participants are chosen based on the study's purpose. So the purposive sampling, which is also known as just now I said judgmental or selective or subjective sampling. So this is very important. Purposive sampling also known as judgmental sampling or selective sampling or subjective sampling. Here the researchers depend on their own judgment when choosing members of the population to participate in their survey. Okay, so while choosing the members of the population to participate in their survey, researcher, he uses his judgment. So based on his judgment, researcher finally select the sample units, and that is why this method is called judgmental sampling or purposive sampling. Why it is called purposive sampling? Because based on the study's purpose, he decides about the study participants, and that is why it is called purposive sampling. So why it is called judgmental sampling? He uses his judgment while selecting the sample units. So the snowball sampling. So this method is purely based on referrals. Okay, this method is purely based on referrals, and that is why this method is called the snowball sampling. Okay, so in this technique, the researcher begins the research with a few respondents. Okay, I repeat, in this technique, the researcher begins the research with the few respondents who are known and available to him, and subsequently these respondents give other names. Okay, respondents give other names who meet the criteria of research, who in turn give more new names. Okay, they give more new names, and this process will continue until adequate number of persons are interviewed. So this method, it is popularly called snowball sampling. So in snowball sampling, the research participants, okay, the research participants they recruit other participants for a test or study. The research participants recruit other participants for a test or study. So it is used where potential participants are hard to find. So I hope you understood the meaning of each and every method. So what exactly non-probability sampling, convenience sampling, quota sampling, purposive sampling and snowball sampling. Thank you.